and when they went into the swine ran over to the cliff. They went and told the people came and told Jesus he had to go. You know why they told Jesus he had to go? Because the devil liked to attack what you think is valuable. When the devil attacks what you think is valuable, then you walk away from Jesus. And see, they cared more about the pigs than they cared about the man. The Bible says the man had been tormented. He was there cutting himself night and day, and they knew it. Nobody reached out to help him. As soon as Jesus came and healed the man and cast the demons into the pigs, then all the people want to come up and say, listen here, you got to go. What you mean you got to go? This man been here. I don't care. Listen, you just messed up my money, and you just messed up what I value the most, and because of what I value the most, you got to go. And that's what we do every day. See, the enemy come after what you value the most, and when he come after what you value the most, the first thing you say, Jesus, you got to go. That's what they said. They told Jesus, you got to get up out of here, dude. You just messed up our values. You just messed up what I value. You know, sometimes we can talk to different people about different things, and I can't say too much. It's on the tape. But I just want to say something. It's amazing to me that the things that people value, and when you speak against it, the first thing they say, I'm out of here. You need to find a church where they're teaching you the word where you can grow. You ain't going to like everything. Some of y'all like, Priscilla said, break every chain. Sing it. Sing me a verse. Give me a verse. Come on, give me a verse. I can hear the flame falling. Break every chain, break every chain, break every chain. I'm an army, mine and love. We are army. I'm going to kick you off the praise scene today. I ain't saying rising up. You know what I'm saying? Now watch this. Some people might like that song, and some people might not like it. But here's the question. Is there any reason for you to leave the church? Sometimes we talk about tithing. People say, he always talking about money. You lying because I don't always talk about money. And you leave the church because we told you to do what God commanded you to do. And see, when you understand that the storms in your life is to keep you from carrying out your assignment. Watch this. As familiar as I am with Michigan State, I was texting Josh. I said, Josh, make Thanksgiving be a real good Thanksgiving for me. He's with me. Y'all need to beat Texas, and y'all need to beat, what was that first team they played? They played, UCLA, beat the Bruins. I need you to beat the Bruins, and I need you to beat Texas. And so my Thanksgiving will be a real good Thanksgiving. Josh said, okay. I texted back because I liked them 29 points. Yeah, but watch this. Watch this. As familiar as I am with Michigan State, if I went to practice today and they were playing 5-on-5 and they picked me, I don't think they're going to check me too hard. Cassius, you got Pastor Jesse. I got the ball, Jasmine. I'm doing my thing. Cassius probably just going to stand back and just look at me. Let him do it. I might shoot a shot. I might make one basket. But because I'm out of shape and stuff like that, guess what? I'm probably good for 2 minutes. One time down, one time back, I need a drink. You got me? What am I saying? You don't guard nobody who's not a threat. The storms come in your life because you're a threat to the enemy. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? See, if you ain't no threat, why is the enemy coming after you? God said, go to the other side. He knew he gave you instruction. He knew what was on the other side, that somebody is waiting for you to get to the other side. But the devil has to cause a storm in your life to make you think that, guess what? You are not valuable. But when you know that he's with you, no matter what's happening, no matter how you feel, no matter what you're going through, guess what you can say? I'm going to the other side. Anybody in the house? Anybody in the house? Anybody in the house? But when the devil don't value you, like I told you, Cassius Winston and stuff like that, boom, I still got a jump shot. I catch it. I used to like get in here and get here. You got here too late. If I get it right here, you got here too late. I'm trying to teach Micah. Micah, you got to learn how to catch and shoot. You can't be catching And looking at what you're going to do, unless you're going to put a rocket step on. I'm going to put a rocket step on you. I'm trying to do something else with you. So I know the game. I know what I'm talking about. I just don't play it no more. That's all. Yeah, I travel a little bit. But what I'm trying to get you to see is that Cassius is not going to check me hard. Why? Because I'm no threat. Could it be the storms in your life are coming because you're a threat to the enemy? Let's go to the other side. I see him down there in the water. I see them in the midst of 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to go to them, and I'm going to make them think I'm going to pass by them, but I'm going to go to them just so they can see. We want to know who's going to sit on the right and who the left. Jesus said, you don't know what you're asking. He said, matter of fact, you're going to drink of my cup and you're going to be baptized in my baptism, but you don't know what you're asking. But I can't determine who sits on the right or who sits on the left. God determines that. Then after they go right from that, they go right into blind Bartimaeus. And blind Bartimaeus, he said, what you here for? Blind Bartimaeus said, listen, I just want to see. I just want to see. And he began to cry out and cry out. And they said, shut up! He said, listen here, man, you ain't been blind like me. You walking around, you going to sin dues and eating, and you driving, riding good and stuff like that. You ain't been like me. I've been sitting on this corner, people talking about me, don't know that I hear them, but I hear them talking about me. Tell me how I smell bad, how I look bad. So don't tell me to shut up when Jesus is passing by. See, you got to get that way. See, some of you don't have no heart. You're a bunch of punks. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. And if you come up to me after service and say you didn't like it, I'll tell you to your face. Because if you come up and say something to me, I know you're a punk. No. Here it is, Kelly. They say they love Jesus. And you have a chance to tell somebody about how good God has been to you. He raised you up from cancer. He done blessed your bald-headed husband. He done gave you a house with an elevator and everything. And I done been to the house and rode the elevator. I just ain't had my bologna sandwich yet. He done blessed you tremendously. Then you get around some old friends and they start talking crazy. And then God is saying, tell them about Jesus. Man, I don't want to tell them about Jesus. They might think this about me. Guess what you just did? You just punked out. But you're quick to discreet and talk about what you don't like going on in the church, but you won't stand up and show courage and go to the street and decree and declare that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of the living God. Anybody here? The only way the world is going to know that Jesus is the Christ is through you, through you, through you, through you, to you, to you, to you, to you, to you. You know what? Watch this. Blind Bartimaeus say, I want to see. That's all I want. I just want to be able to see. Bridget told me, she said, Jesse, you need to thank God that you miraculous God brought you out of that drug gang. So when I talk about me being through in drugs and coming out, the reason why I'm talking about it, because I want you to tell your friends, come see a man. Come see a man that was strung out on drugs and doing all kind of perversion and doing wrong, and God saved him. And the Bible said God would take the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. Come see a man that said Jesus can save to the utmost. Come see a man who can turn around the crooked situation in your life. Come see a man that God can raise you up and plant your feet on solid. Come see a man that preached the unadulterated word of God. I don't care what you think about me. God has been too good to me. You better come see a man. Come to Rivers of Life Church. Why I need to come to Rivers of Life Church? You need to come see a man. Why I need to come to Rivers of Life Church? You need to come see a woman by the name of Bridget Brown. Why I need to come to Rivers of Life Church? You need to come see men and women of God who was down, but God gave them assignment to go to the other side. And when the storms was coming in their life, they wasn't moved because they knew that God was with them, and they was able to get up from the storm that was in their life. You need to come and see a man. I was talking to these guys. They said, Brown, you've helped us so much. You helped us with our churches. You helped us with our relationships. You helped us with this. And I didn't know that. I was just being me. But you know what they said? You never backed away from what you said you believed. They said we would be in these meetings, and when you would come in there, they said something about you would always come in there and put that river spin on it. And I would come and I said, this is what God said. I said, this is what he said. You might not see it in my life, but this is what he said, and I'm working on getting there. But this is what he said. And I realized in the midst of the storm, he's with me. And if he's with me, he said he'll never leave me nor forsake me. All he wants me to do is continue to stand up on that word and not be moved by what I see. Because when I look at certain things, the things that I see, sometimes they distract me. They bring disturbance in my life. And I can't figure out how it's going to happen. See, I was trying to fix this church. No, y'all don't hear me. You don't hear me, Edgerson. I was trying to fix this church. You think the church cared about me? Some did, some didn't. But it didn't matter to me. I was still trying to fix the church. I was trying to live out what God had promised you and promised me. To the point I wasn't sleeping. I was crying in the middle of the night. I was crying riding down the street in that pretty Mercedes. You didn't see me, but I was crying. I was hurt. My chest sometimes would be hurting. I thought I was having a heart attack. The enemy said, yeah, this is the one right here, buddy. This is the one. Let me just be flirting, just be flirting, just be flirting. I put my hands on myself with long life without live. And God showed me salvation. Because I knew in the midst of the storm, God was still with me. He's with you. That's why Mark didn't want to write about Peter, because, see, sometimes, Bonnie and I was talking about, see, sometimes we think it's about us. And Peter didn't tell Mark about him walking on the water because one translation said they didn't want the readers to disregard or to overlook what Jesus had done and start focusing on what Peter did, because even though Peter walked on water, the winds did not cease just because he walked on the water. So let me know that the problem was still there. But when Peter got out and allowed Jesus to get in, everything ceased. Could it be if you get out of yourself and allow Jesus to get in you, maybe things in your life will change? That's what I had to do. I said, God, I can't fix it. I can't can't fix it. I cannot fix it. I can't. I prayed. I fasted. I've taken communion. I've come to this church when nobody was here and laid on that altar. I walked around this church, laying hands on every chair in this church. Then I realized I can't fix it. But more than anything, I realized he didn't call me to fix it. He called me to trust him. He called me to trust him. And he called you to trust him. Quit trying to fix your situation and trust God to fix your situation. Quit looking at the circumstances and the situation and stand on the word of God. Anybody in the house? Anybody in the house? We have great destiny and purpose. Rivers of Life Church, everything the river touches must live. This is not about me. This is not about Pastor Bridget. This is about the kingdom of God, and you are on the team. He's put you on this team. And you're on this team, and every one of you have an assignment. Whether you blocking, you throwing the pass, you snapping the ball, or you going to get the water. Whether you shooting the hoop, tying up the shoe to get the sock. I don't care what your assignment is. Everybody's assignment has a purpose for us to win the game. They tell me they was interviewing the guy for the Dallas Cowboys. He's the equipment manager. He flies to the game the day before the game. He said, nobody never sees me, and nobody know who I am. But guess what? This game cannot take place unless I do my part. They don't call my name on Sunday morning. They call Prescott's name on Sunday morning. But Prescott cannot do what he do unless I showed up the day before to put the stuff into place that needs to be put in place that the game can take place. I don't know what your assignment is, but we can't do this without you. You might not never get up here to preach, but don't think that God don't see you. Anybody in the house? I just want you to know, Rhonda, Jesus is in the storm with you. Amen. I got to go. I got to go. But when I saw in the book of Mark, Peter's telling Mark what to write, but Peter's not telling Mark to write about him. He said, this is not about me walking on the water. This is about Jesus getting in the boat. And today when you leave this place, I want you to know it's all about Jesus getting in you. Merry Christmas, baby. You sure been good to me. And if Santa Claus don't come down your chimney, hang me on your Christmas tree. Made that up, didn't I? Yeah. Don't get all blown out because you don't have money to buy G.I. Joe and Bobby doll for Christmas. Don't let your kids put you up under in bondage. Johnny, I love you. It's just that I can't get you that G.I. Joe this Christmas. But you know what? Come here and grab Mama's hand. Let's pray. Father, I thank you because the favor of God surrounds me like a shield. The Lord, you would touch the hearts of somebody and that they would come and give my little Johnny a G.I. Joe. And if we don't get the G.I. Joe, Lord, this Christmas, we still trust you because another Christmas is coming. Anybody in the house? I love Jesus. I love Jesus. Tell him, man. Yes, I do, Miss. Yes, I. How about you? I just want you to take time today and just reminisce a little bit about your life. The good, the bad, and the ugly. But when you begin to reminisce, I want you to know that in all of it, Jesus has always been there. You didn't get here today because you're so good and you did everything so right. You're here today because God has an assignment for your life. And he's working it out, even as I speak. Quit playing yourself down. Quit letting other people put you down. Quit being a punk. Know why you got to quit being a punk? Because Jesus said, if you be ashamed of me before men, I'm going to be ashamed of you before my Father. I don't want God to be ashamed of me. You know, when I was a little boy growing up, and my brother and I was talking the other day, and when I look back, man, I was kind of small. And I started growing I started getting older. I was good athletic and stuff like that, but I had a grandfather, they called him Bear Brown. His brother wrestled a bear. Yeah, back in the day. So my grandfather and his brothers were mean men. They didn't take no stuff. And I never forget, me and some of the boys was playing outside, and they were much older than me, and one of the boys knocked me down. I got up. Next thing I know, I heard somebody calling my name. I looked up. It was Bear Brown. Come here, boy. He said, listen, I want you to go back out there, and I want you to, I forgot what I want to make up now. He said, I want you to go back out there, take care of your business. Now, I had one or two things. Either this joker going to whoop me, or Bear Brown going to whoop me. I had a whooping either way it went. So I went back out there, and everybody said, don't do it, Jesse, don't do it. He going to hurt you bad. He going to hurt you bad. I said, you don't understand. I really get hurt by this because Bear Brown going to kill me. I went out there and threw a little punch, but I threw the punch to let the guy know, I got to hit you, but I really don't want to hit you. So when you retaliate on me, cut a brother a little slack. So I threw a little light punch and hit the guy, then hit him hard. He roughed me up. I turned around and looked. My grandfather walked back in the house in disappointment. Here's what I want you to say. How many of you are punking out? And God is walking away disappointed. Oh, yeah. You don't mind doing the bump. You don't mind doing that. Y'all got that down pat. And I'm not saying don't do that. Do what you got to do. And when it comes down for you to speak up for Jesus, are you really still willing to say, hey, man, let me tell you something. Jesus loves you. Despite of what you're going through, he loves you. And he saves to the ultimate. And get on down. But you know what? You won't do that. You'll do that. You know why? It's your punk. Either Jesus in your life, or it's not. And if it's not, it's okay, John. Tell him it's okay. Because we can get there. We can get there. You say, I might not do it today, but tomorrow I'm going to do it. You know why? Because I'm going to let Jesus in. I'm going to get out. I'm going to let him in. And in the midst of this storm, I know that he's with me. If you're here today, if you were to say, I didn't mean to preach that long, y'all just pulled it out of me. I was going to preach for 35 minutes. Don't look at the clock. Turn that clock around, Brian. Hurry up. Turn that clock. Man, you too slow. I'm going to do you just like I did for Priscilla. This is your last day on the clock. Ask Priscilla to sing me a song. She don't know the song. I'm telling you to turn the clock around. You take it all day. All right, thank you. If you're here today, if you would say, if you were to die, you're not for certain you would spend eternity